Thank you, Kurt. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure.
You was born in USA and you have been living both in America and Europe.
Yeah.
And according to your current experience, is there a place that is more welcoming and productive for a musician like you and your creativity?
I think every place is so different. I find inspiration in many different places, and living in New York was a great inspiration when I was living there. Growing up in Philadelphia is a wonderful place to grow up. There's so much music there. Then I moved to Switzerland, and that was interesting because I was just totally different and had a lot of natural inspiration. And now I'm in Berlin, and I like Berlin because it's a really dynamic city. There's a lot of different kinds of people. It's kind of like taking a step back to New York in a way, and I love it there because of the people. I love the people, and it's a beautiful city too, actually. So I'm really enjoying living in Berlin, and I imagine living in other places. I imagine living in Italy. I love Italy so much. I speak Italian, and it's like my second home, and so maybe someday I'll move, to Verona.
Why not? The creation of your record label, Heartcore, taking the name from one of your most visionary records, you took control of the musical production process. Could you describe your work for the label that is taking care not only about the production of music, but also about social, educational and promotional initiatives?
Yeah, sure. So my record label, Heartcore Records, it is, like you said, took the name from my album Heartcore. It exemplifies the idea that we're all connected at the root, no matter of genre. All traditions meet at the root, so we can identify with each other, at the hardcore, So that's what the label is about, and we produce music of mine and other artists, many other artists, and I love to be a part of that, and I produce a lot of the records that we do, and sometimes I don't produce them, sometimes I just find an artist who has already, done an album or is going to do an album and they do it, but I love to be able to find great artists that we can bring up and help, Also, we do as you mentioned, a beneficial project every year called Heartcore for the World, where our label manager, Michaela Bokova, goes to usually an orphanage, different parts of the world, and she works with the kids every August. She takes the whole month there, and she works with the kids, and she teaches them music and then develops a song with the kids. And at the end of the month, they go into a recording studio and they record their part on the song, and then she brings it back to Heartcore in Berlin, and then we produce it with all of our friends around the world, great musicians that we know from all of our worldwide scene. And then we produce the song and sell it, and all the proceeds from the song we give back to the kids to buy them musical instruments and things like that. So it's something we do. We're on the 5th edition of it, and we did it in Zambia, Africa. We did it in India, Mumbai, We did it in Berlin in a refugee house during the COVID, since we couldn't travel. We also did it for Czech, and we did it for Ukraine. And now we're doing it for Brazil is the next stop. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. I can't wait for 10 years of this to have done 10 songs, and then we can have an album, and that is going to be just wonderful thing. So we love to do things like this that are helping out people and communicating and connecting with the world, you know, at large. So that's what we're doing.
For many musicians, the musical research is about defining a style, a personal voice, and normally it is a never-ending story. Are you still working on it? What's your idea of musical research, by the way?
Yeah. Well, I love that idea of research, like you said, because one of the things I love to do is just explore and experiment with sound and technique of production, and also technique on the instrument and sound on the instrument. I love to go into my laboratory and just pursue what I feel inside and try to get closer and closer and closer to bringing it out. And that is a never-ending journey. And along the way, it's very interesting to see what solutions I come up with at the moment, and then that's a particular kind of music, and then I move on, and life always develops, and I really love to be a part of that development and to try to understand myself in the current times that is in my life, you know, like we all are doing, you know, so yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and certainly never ending. Yeah.
of guitar, another important musical companion for you is the piano. And could you describe your relation with it? Your approach may be different from the one from your guitar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, piano is a very kind of cozy world where I can, just really take refuge in music. I think one of the things that attracts us to music when we find an instrument is to just get into this world where all of the rest of the world falls away and you can just be in this beautiful place and just dream with music, and it's a very nourishing soul place, where you can just be in a really beautiful way, and the piano represents that more to me because it's always it's never had any professional pressure on it, The guitar is different. It's more of what I do in the world in so many different ways, so many different aspects of it. I'm trying to improve and to refine, and I'm very conscious about the craft and to get my level up as a musician, on the guitar. But when I go to the piano, it's just this world, that I can dream in. Ideally, when I'm playing the guitar, that's also there too, but there's more going on, So the piano is different for me. It's my mother instrument. It's like being back in the cradle,
It has been also important your work as a teacher. Which kind of stimuli, ideas, suggestions did you receive from your commitment in this field?
I've taught a lot in my life, and I love teaching. I love to help people if I can, And I feel like the relationship is kind of like a doctor to someone who comes in and says, yeah, my situation is this, my right hand is, I'm not sure about this or not sure about that, and then I can kind of just look and see where they're at and try to say, maybe if you change this a little bit, you can improve. And so I love just being able to kind of take a look at where somebody is at, and sometimes it's a mental thing, sometimes it's a physical thing, sometimes it's just like you need to clean your guitar, and clean your hands before you play, and take care of your, musical hygiene. Sometimes it's like let's take a walk around the block and just concentrate on our steps, our rhythm. Get in touch with our physical bodies. Sometimes it's we need to go through all the chords and practice all the chords. So I really enjoy all of these different aspects that come up when I'm teaching, because it makes me formulate my thoughts in a coherent way and communicate them, which is really healthy for me. So I find it really beneficial also for me too, for my own growth.
Thank you very much, Kurt.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
My pleasure.